About a year ago, I started making videos trying to warn my friends and neighbors about the dangers coming from this region of the world. It's not reported on, it's not covered, nobody talks about this other than the occasional puff hit piece yammering on about socialism in Venezuela. The rest of it is largely ignored unless it has something to do with the wall. There's so much more to this. And in today's video, I'm going to show you the big lie regarding this issue in Quintana Roo. More specifically, a place called Tulum. They are saying that this family of four in a top floor condo died from inhaling propane vapors. It is beyond unbelievable to anyone who has ever been to this area of the world or who has ever dealt with propane. Now we're going to walk through this story and show you how, even with their own words, they argue with themselves. They've done a very poor job of cooking up the story. Alright. I have a family who died during spring break, had asphyxiated, faulty water heater, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the family had been staying east coast of the Yucatan Peninsula when they died. Okay, now remember this. Says that exposure to very high concentrations of propane can cause death by suffocation. There was a leak, and it was coming right from the laundry room, he said through an interpreter. The laundry room had no ventilation whatsoever. Now, wait a minute. If it's a laundry room, clearly there's an output for the dryer somewhere. And in this area, it's not like, Des Moines, where they're from, where they have to seal up houses to maintain heat. Down here, they only seal them up and use things that keep it cool. It's a very, very difficult thing to do in second and third floor units. Anyone down here who's lived in Florida, lived in a warm region, knows when you have a second or a third floor in a home, the utility bills are insane. Now, what this basically means is that they're lying. They're absolutely lying. If it truly did have no output and the thing was completely sealed up, the minute you opened that door to that laundry room, since propane is heavier than air, it would have come in out along the floor and you would have smelled it and noticed immediately. Now, I alluded to this before about how this would not have happened this way. Because these things happen in areas where someone has lived in a building for a while, they've become accustomed to the smells, they become kind of immune to it. Usually it's a bottom floor where the concentrations would over time increase to the point where they're toxic. But the story gets better. Police found the bodies in a top floor condominium about 3 a.m. They did a search at 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning. Why? Okay, really? They're just going to go out there at 3 a.m. This isn't someplace around the world where there's a time difference. That would have been 3 a.m. either Eastern or Central Time. I'm thinking more than likely, looking at the map just in my head, that it's probably on Central Time. 4 a.m. Eastern. The next day, investigators combed through the apartment wearing full body suits and respirators. Why? Why? The police that showed up that got the bodies out weren't wearing them, and they were fine. And here's where everything falls apart for them. When police took apart the water heater, they discovered rust had corrupted the device, a common problem for appliances in this part of the Caribbean. What? Wait a minute. So they went in and they began disassembling the water heater? How the hell did they know? If it wasn't detectable to the family, how is it detectable to them? Now look at this. Jana Wieland, Amy Sharp's cousin, who has served as the family spokesperson, said Wednesday her family knew the water heater was the suspected source of the gas leak, but that American and Mexican officials have not notified them about what the four inhaled. So by Wednesday, they had already told the family what the cause of death was. It was 3 a.m. the day before. Really? That's interesting. Have a story cooked up much? Okay, this paragraph is irrelevant, but it gets better. It really does. Wait till you hear this. In his plain white-walled office, surrounded by 2-foot-tall stacks of police investigative files and binders, Martinez flipped through the fire department photos showing how investigators discovered the apartment. The pictures, which he would not allow to be published, show black marks on the laundry room walls and ceiling surrounding the rectangular water heater tank. Martinez said there was never an active fire, but the water heater malfunction stained the walls. Really? We're never going to be able to figure this out. No one's ever going to see these fake pictures. Investigative photos show a typical vacation scene. The unit fixtures bright tropical artwork and lush area rug under the dining room table. The place looks lived in. That sounds like something that somebody would be ordered to do. Make the place look lived in. Boxes of cereal line the kitchen island. Clothes await washing in the laundry room, and opened Coca-Cola and water bottles sit on the countertop. Now wait a minute. Now let's just use logic here for a minute. Okay, you've just traveled to the region. You've got this Airbnb, condo, whatever. You've showed up there with your kids. Now, anybody who's traveled with kids know that you're going to have a crap load of laundry. A load of laundry would have been started, I guarantee. First thing, toss the laundry in. You walk into this place, it would have probably smelled of something because it's been shut up for so long. You would have opened the windows. You would have ventilated the place. It's 3rd floor. Any amount of build-up of this propane would have rushed right out the front door, down the steps and over the rail or where the hell ever. And anybody who's ever had kids and traveled with kids, what do? In and out, up and down, in and out, door open, in and out, all the time. That place would have been very well ventilated. Initially, there would have been no freaking way by 3 o'clock, there would have been no way that this place, the day they showed up on the 3rd floor, even if they shut the door to cool it down, would have been able to build up enough propane to kill anybody. It's insane. Now, here's the photos, okay? Now, I want to show you the photos that they're showing you of the crime. Ready? Here we go. Oh, there's photo 1. Photo 2. Oh, what a beautiful area this is. Oh, my goodness. Wow, honey, we should vacation. I'm sure they'll get to the photos that are relevant here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there's a photo of the police station. Yeah, gotta have that. And there's a photo promoting the city. And, oh, look, here's a delicious place to eat, honey. We should go vacation here. Oh, what a gorgeous fountain this is. Oh, there's the condo. Yep, that helps. That clears everything up for us. Oh, there's another picture of the condo. Wow. We're really getting to the bottom of it now. These are the pictures. Are you starting to see a theme? I mean, it's just ridiculous. The story even gets worse. How bad they've done this. Okay, police believe the Sharps had been at the beach the day of their deaths. Their rental car was full of sand. Police believe the family returned to the condo to bathe and rest. Okay, why did they search the car? Why would they have even known this? And why would they have made note of it? And here's where it gets amazing. Okay, you've been traveling with kids, you're on vacation, you're a happily married couple, the kids are allegedly out front in front of the TV. Each parent was found in a separate bedroom. Yeah, tell me another one. No, sorry, that would not have been the case. Both apparently had been sleeping, and the children, ages 12 and 7, were found in front of the television in the living room. In front of the television. Really. Nobody was on their iPad. Nobody was on their phone. They were in front of the television. See, this is where, when you have people from Mexico cooking up the story, their lack of knowledge of U.S. culture and American culture, being behind about 20 years, is catching up with them. Martinez reiterated that police do not believe there was any foul play. Of course, the apartment showed no signs of a break-in or struggle, and the bodies were undisturbed. They were totally relaxed, he said, like if you go to sleep and stay in one position. Anybody ever asphyxiated? Uh-huh. Yeah, right. Police still do not know an exact time of death. Of course they don't know an exact time of death. Because that would be a very hard thing to jive, given that these people were probably killed at another site and dumped. Or maybe found in their rental car. Murdered. And here's where the final nail in the coffin is. Police still do not know an exact time of death, blah, blah, blah. Air condition likely slowed decomposition of the bodies. This will be clear once the autopsy is finished. You're going to love this. The Sharps were supposed to check out of the condominium March 21. Return their rental car. Renters typically left their keys in the condo at the Tao complex when leaving, rather than returning them to a receptionist. The only thing with a question mark is why they did not go to the condo for cleaning. That's interesting. So, why would they have not gone there? Why would they have not bothered to go show up at the condo? They were slated to leave X, they don't leave X, and the maids don't show up and discover them? We have weekly maid service here. And they have a key. That's very strange. Municipal, state, and federal officials are working together on the case. Listen to this. It's the very first time that something like this has happened. We don't have any reports of this before. I'll bet you don't. Because it doesn't happen on third floors. Deaths like those of our family tend to attract heavy attention from Mexican authorities because of the importance of tourism to the area. With popular destinations like Cancun, Playa del Carmen, and the Riviera Maya region, Quintana Roo State is one of the most heavily traveled parts of the country. Martinez said he wanted Americans to know the Sharps' deaths were being investigated thoroughly so that we can get to the truth? No. Totally isolated accidents. Tourists in the Riviera Maya are well taken care of, he said. This is not representative of the city. This is the police, the chief of police, talking here. It is important to know this wasn't a crime. Amazing. This wasn't a crime. It's just something that, unfortunate that happened, he said. It's something that could happen in the United States or anywhere. Oh my freaking God. I mean, this is literally, and of course they have to throw this in. I forgot about this. After reading last month that a water heater had been blamed in the Sharps' death, a Canadian man contacted the Des Moines Register with information about a similar incident he encountered. Now listen to this. This guy pretty much blows the story out of the water. Todd Johnson, 54, of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, said he complained of problems with his gas water heater to a property manager at this place, at Tao. A pipe fitter by trade, Johnson said he smelled gas in his luxury condominium. He grew so concerned that he shut off the propane and turned it on only when he needed to run the shower. As soon as you opened the door to the laundry room, you could smell it. And this guy's saying, I just felt sick to my stomach. So So they said there's laundry in there, right? Ready to be washed, not being washed, but ready to be washed. The door's been opened. If it were that heavy, if it were that somebody would have smelled it, they left the doors open. Or they would have done what this guy did if they would have just had the possibility of. But that's the thing about mercaptan. Mercaptan, that crap they put in propane, when it gets to the levels where it's going to kill you, the mercaptan almost makes you too nauseous to even be in the room. Nauseated, whatever. In the room, it'll literally make you throw up. There's no way these kids would have been just camped out on the floor in front of the TV with this giant stink in the house. They would have been running around like madmen at 12 and 7. Are you kidding me? They would have been outside. They would have been out on that railing that the picture showed. They would have been, the parents wouldn't have been awake. They would have had the windows open, at least the door cracked. This is the dumbest story. And I'm sorry this video has gone on and on and on and on about this, but literally you can read this on the Des Moines Register, this story, and look at all of the holes in this story and how stupid it is. We had bombs go off on board passenger ferries. Literally in this region, what, like a month? Not even a month before? And then we have 4 dead Americans? And everything else that's been going on down here? I'll let you guys go. I'll let you guys do this research for yourself. It's a one-tab video. But please, like I said before, I had warned, get your folks, get your people that you love out of Panama, get them out of Costa Rica, hell, get them out of the whole region now. Because clearly now the police are in on it. And they're not going to tell you the truth of anything. They're going to cook up a story. That's stupid. So, anyway, like, share, subscribe. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you next time.